Hello and welcome back to 3D Drawing through Model Railway. In today's lesson we're going to continue to work on this pivot point area. We're going to be looking, getting this gear drawn on and the little rollers that fit around the top. Obviously they're not going to be rolling in our model, but we will have this gear drawn. Okay, so if we jump back into Fusion, what we're going to do is we'll turn off the crane body and the pivot, the jib and the rudder. So we're just looking at the chassis now. The next thing we're going to do is we'll select the crane chassis so we're not drawing on that as a separate part. And we'll create the sketch on the top surface of the chassis. Initially I'm going to just draw a circle for 3mm to match the initial drill hole that we've got here. And then we're going to draw another circle. It's going to come out. If we turn the plan on, so you can see it comes pretty much all the way out. If we look at both of these photos, you can see how it comes almost to the edge on both sides. So we're going to bring it to about, I reckon, 16.5mm. Okay, now we've got this centre boss. I'm going to extrude that upwards. We'll turn on the body and the pivot so that we know we're going to hit it. I'm going to drag this upwards. Turn the chassis off, that's why. Okay, so I'm going to come up for 1mm. It's just short of that, but it's going to be fine because obviously that's going to give us a bit of room for that to sit back down on it. Okay, so that's going to be 6 inches. That's probably not far off what that is. We probably actually need to come down a bit actually, because we need to get the wheels on top, although they will hide up here on this here. Yeah, I'm going to come down 0.8mm, I think. I'm going to turn. I'm going to create a sketch on this surface, and I want to project both the hole and that outer ring there. I can turn the pivot off. Good. I can now create a circle. I know that it's 6 there, so I'm just going to go slightly wider so that it's got a bit of room to sit on. And I can extrude these two up by 0.5, I think. Oh, wait a minute, this is joined here. That one, edit that feature. That should be new body. Oh yeah, that's one. Okay, I've got to join those in at some point there. That's the jacking points. So we've got this new body here. I'm going to rename that. So just double click on it. I'm going to put that pivot gear. Okay, so if we look at obviously the gear, it's got these teeth all the way around. Okay, so to draw the teeth, what I'm going to do is create a sketch on the surface and just draw a line from the center point directly out to the outside. Okay, I'm then going to draw a line. I'm going to come back down here. I'm going to draw it diagonally out to the outer surface. To find the distance between them, I'm going to go 0.7mm, and distance, the degrees there, I'm going to go for 20, and I'm going to draw another line on the other side. It's going to be exactly the same. So diameter, so dimension there to there, 20. So that's now created that teeth effect. If I extrude that, turn the rest of this slot off. So now all we're looking at is gear, cut that through. We've now got that zigzag effect. Turn off canvas. What we now need to do is pattern this all the way around. So we're going to create pattern, circular pattern, and then features. Select the feature we've just done, which is the cutout here. The axis, we need a pivot point. Let's come out of that. We're going to go into construct axis through cylinder. If we select that circle, that puts it the pivot point in the middle there. And then we go back to pattern, circular pattern, features, select that feature we've just got there. We're going to use the axis, is going to be the center, and then it's just a case of adding enough features in that the teeth look like they're all the way around. Rather than type in 40, 50. We're not far off there, I think. It doesn't like doing this many, which is why you get this warning here coming up. I'm going to go 75. Let's have a cut on that and have a look, see what it looks like. Okay, so there's your teeth effect. If we spin that round, turn off, turn on all the rest of this lot. And if we turn on the body, you can see the effect that we've now achieved by just drawing that on. Okay, so the next thing we need to start looking about drawing is the rollers that go around the top here. Okay, so if we turn off the crane body, so just looking at its top surface, I'm going to think about how I'm going to draw this. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is create a sketch on this top surface. I'm going to draw, if I draw a construction line that comes from there outwards. This position here. Okay, so that construction line, back in again. Let's define the length of that construction line, can we? No, we can't. Okay, so we'll create a sketch. We're already in a finished sketch. Delete that one. Back into that sketch. Define that construction line as 6.8 millimeters. I'm then going to use a center point rectangle. Snap it to the end of there. I'm going to create a rectangle that is 1.5 millimeters by 1 millimeter. And then I'm going to extrude that upwards. Let's turn the body on so we don't clash with it. I'm going to go 0.8 millimeters high. No, that's going to be too much. 0.6 millimeters high. Good, and then draw on that front surface. I'm sure there probably is a simpler way of doing this, but this will achieve what I'm after. So you snap the 3-point circle, to, 3-point arc to both corners, and drag that up to the midpoint there, and then I can extrude, cut off that top surface like that. Okay, turn the body of the crane off, and then we'll do that circular pattern again. Features will be that and that. That's the rectangle drawn, and then the extrusion cut. The axis is going to be the center point here. Okay. Again, don't know how many of them there are. This picture's clearer, but you can see the sort of distance that we're looking to gain between them. If we draw 25 to start with, they're too many. 20, too many probably. 18. That probably looks okay. That gap, what I'm looking at here is the gap between them. I'm not going to worry about putting too much detail on the front because these are going to be painted black. They're going to be pretty much hidden underneath, so it's not going to be particularly obvious that they're there. And they're obviously completely all attached to that pivot gear. So that's that gear drawn. So what I'm going to do when I print this is print this pretty much flat. What I might do is put a small plate underneath it. So we've still got a bit of space here between the pivot and the top. I can take a little bit off this boss and I'll put a small plate underneath there, and that'll make that easier to print. Let's do that. Turn the chassis off. Draw on this bottom surface here, and then we're using the center point rectangle. Find the center of the circle. I want it just ever so slightly bigger than the teeth, and then we can select all of these, extrude these downwards. They don't need to be a lot, maybe 0.2 millimeters. So I've got that small square plate. Now it does look like on the picture, it does look like it's a small square plate there as well. So that will actually sit okay there. Turn the chassis back on, you can see how it's not overlapping the edges, and then the chassis will obviously sit a little bit lower. This body will sit a tiny little bit higher, but that will make this cleaner and easier to print. Okay, so keep the body separate. These four need to be joined, so let's do that while we remember them. So we want the main body and then those four to join into it. Those four being those jacketing points. Okay, and now we've got done. So I'm going to finish that lesson there today. I think if we look at the whole model as a complete model now, realistically, the only things that we need to do that I can see that are left are a little bit of detailing work. I'm going to spend a little bit of time looking at some photos, comparing them, looking for anything that might stand out that we may have missed. You know, it's always good to just spend a little bit of time just checking these over. And then the last thing really is the couplings. I mean, other than that, I think we're done. So I'd say we've got a couple more lessons maybe, and then that's it. So, hope you've enjoyed today's lesson. If you have, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.